We are beginning the lesson 27 on the page Het 8 Marot Sulam. The left column, the line 24. He explained us the name Membet. As it connected to the Keter Chochma and Bina, the name Membet, that is the quality of the Abba V'Yima, the higher Abba V'Yima. And this light Membet comes to the Zeir Anpin, and Zeir Anpin gives it to the Nukva. And he told us also that the Nukva is built up also by the name Membet that we find in the Lamed Bet Elokim, Lamed Bet times Elokim, the name Elokim, with the 10 utterances in the beginning of the Torah, in the act of the creation. 24. Vezehu shomer Rabbi Hiskia kan bazohar. And that is what Rabbi here says here, Rabbi Hiskia says here in the Zohar. Twenty-five. V'chama de diukna de brit izdarara v'arbain 26 utrin zivugin. The high here in the third word, the second letter is not, must be not chaf, not het, sorry, not het, but hey. The high must be zera. The high zera, the yesod, the Zeir Anpin. Kach 27 is there v'chol. Point. 25. V'chama de diukna de brit, and as the diukna de brit, this is the how do you call it? The veiled, how would you say, sorry? No, you can say that in the same way as the image of the breed is sought by 42 zivugim of this seed of the yesod of the Zeir Anpin. Kach, in the same way, is Izdarara, is sought, v'chule, etc. Just explain, step by step. But the microphone? Okay. Now, okay, is better? Okay. very important now to explain here a little bit more. Ik hoor geruis een beetje. Meer geruis, ik hoor geruis. It is very important now I feel, to explain something that is very necessary to know. Een beetje geruis hoor ik. Nou, oké, doet er niet toe. Dat doet er niet toe. What I want to say is, when we begin our lesson, then your attitude must be that you open yourself for this, for what you will hear. You make yourself receptive like this. You know this. But it means for both parts, as well for you as for me, that we must awaken ourselves for the spiritual information. But we must give the Zohar, the text of Zohar, all the priority and the right to further to lead us through this piece of Zohar that we study at the moment. This is very important. So sometimes Zohar can bring within us joy out of the text. Sometimes Zohar wants to bring us lower in our kilim. All this you must allow yourself also during our lesson. Just go together with what you hear and what you experience, what you hear in my voice, whatever you, from all kinds of expression by which I express the lesson. Reading, letters, commentary, everything. In my lessons that I give Zohar in Dutch, there are some lessons where the text of Zohar is and the commentary is of such a level that I feel that all the lesson as if we can't come through. Doesn't matter. Then we must experience this in such a way. But then in the end, at the next lesson, it can be just a tremendous exploration, and maybe not. So no expectation, just open yourself for what you hear. This is the country that you don't know and you like to be over there. So he says to us, the Zohar makes a comparison. He says, in the same way as Zeranpin receives the name 42 from Keter Chochmah and Binah. Actually, he receives it from the Abu Yima. And this makes in the Zeranpin all the necessary, as it were, how do you call it, imprintings. It means all these traits that were imprinted in him in the Zeranpin by 42 by the name Membet that he received from above. And this makes in Zeranpin, brings the Zeranpin to 42 zivugim that Zeranpin, the Yesod of Zeranpin makes with the Nukwa. And how, we will see. Because the receiver of the light of everything that comes from above is Nukwa. Nukwa, Malchut. This is the creation. And how this happens with how Yesod, and the Yesod is of the Zeranpin, is the last station, is the place where the Yesod of Zeranpin meets the Yesod of the Nukwa. This is what the Zohar speaks about. 27 after the point. Ki Elohei orot shebamamar hi 28 or hem sot hei chasadim shehayesod the Zeranpin mashpia lenukva hanikra bashem zera. 27. Ki Elohei orot, because these 5 lights, Shebamamarihi, or that are in the utterance, in the Torah, in the act of the creation, where it is said, let be light. And over there are 5 times mentioned this word or, light. Hem sod hei chasadim. These are 5 chasadim. Yeah, from the chesed till the hod of the Yesod, of the Zeranpin. Shah-Yesod, the Zeranpin, mashpia lanukva. Yes, these 5 lights receive, the Zeranpin receives, the Yesod of the Zeranpin receives, and Yesod of Zeranpin gives it to the Nukva. Shah-Yesod, the Zeranpin, mashpia 29 lenukva, that the Yesod of the Zeranpin gives to the Nukwa. Hanikra Bashem Zera. This is called Zera. This is called what the Zohar, in the language of the Zohar, this is called seed that Yesod gives to the Nukwa. You see, the Zohar wants us to feel what we are learning. And not only just, and not in the way that it is symbolic, because it's not a symbolic. This Zera is seed, and we will see that. We will learn later. We will see that also the word Zera. We will see gematria, all these things that there is the can be no other word to express this this item, this that is called seed, but only this word zera. Ve'amar. Look, everything what we are learning is how the nukwa is built up by ima, by bina. The bina builds up in her body, her structure, her partsuf, from one point, from one side, and the Zeranpin, in order to make her body, this is the mother does, the bina, and the Zeranpin then gives her the seed so that she could transmit it further to Bia, to all the creatures in Bia. Ve'amar shehahi zera 30 hem sot shem membet ki af al pi shehem hei chasadim 31 beikaram mikol makom kivan sheyesh betoch yutam Herat 32 HaChochma Melamed Bet Elokim de Yeshsut. Hem Nivchanim 33 Li Sot Shem Membet. Look very carefully what he speaks about and how he wants us, how he leads us to understand what is going on here. Ve'amar, and the Zohar says, Shehahu zer'a, that this seed, 30, hem sot shem membet, this is the name membet, 42. Ki af al pi, that despite the fact shehem hei chasadim hei beikaram, that they are in essence 5 chasadim, 31 mikol makom, they are still kivan sheyesh betoch yutam, due to a fact that they have within themselves Harata Chochma, the shining of the Chochma, 32 Milamet Bet Elokim Yishsud, from the 32 Elokim, name Elokim of the Yishsud, of the Binah. Hem Nivchanim, they are considered 32 Lesot Shem Membet, as the name Membet. Hem Nivchanim, so they are considered as the name Membet. Point. Vahavenze, and understand this. Doesn't matter that it is still not clear. So Zeranpin, look, Zeranpin has these 5 chasadim. We know, yes, the chasadim, five chasadim of the Zeranpin. But within these chasadim, he has the shining of the Chochmah. Only when Zeranpin has within itself the shining of the Chokhmah that he receives from the Yishsut. Yishsut is the left line from the Binah. Then Zeir Anpin can make zivuk with the Nukwa and give her what she needs. And that's what he said, that this Zeir Anpin has the name Membet. Despite the fact that within itself is light of Chokhmah, because we know that what we have learned, that Abba Yima is Membet, the name Membet, so this Chasadim, and so Zeir Anpin is also as receives this is Chasadim. That's why the name of it is he receives this name, as it were, from Binah Membet, because the Chokhmah is only hidden within himself. Just listen, if you don't understand, everything will be settled. This is very important feature of our study. Just listen and everything will come. 33, after the second point. V'im ze tavin, heitiv. 34. Hamidbaer sham ba'asulam. Dvara matchil v'kama. V'im ze, and by this also understand carefully and good, thorough. 32. Hamidbaer sham, that what is explained over there in the Sulam, and look, the abbreviation Dalit, Hey, Dalit, 2 apostrophes and Hey. It means Dvara Matchil, always the same meaning. Dvara Matchil, the word begins with Vikama. So, if the Zohar wants to refer us to some place, that then it can say over there, and then exactly he says Dvara Matchil. Then you look, let's say, on the page, a certain page, and then you look the word or alinea, how do you say it? Or section that starts with Vikama, like in this case, what he says. And the section, the beginning word of this section, it means Dvar HaMatchil. See, we learn all these things in order to give you the opportunity step by step to learn it by yourself, or repeat it like this. 32, no, 34 after the point. Ki mashve 35 b'chinat binyan partsuf anukva shehi basot shem 36 membet el hahu zera the yisod Zeir Anpin. Look what he says. Ki mashve, because he, the Zohar, brings in one line, compares, and brings to one line, as it were, compares the question of the building of the partsuf of the Nukwa, that she is in the name of Membet, with the seed of the Yesod of the Zeir point. This is what our Zohar wants to express. That you remember that Nukva has two things. One thing is she must be built up. She must have the partzuf. Yes, body. This she receives from the Ima, from the Bina. Bina provides here this light that she builds up her body. And this Zohar explains to us that this is also built up by the same number, by the same number membet. And we see it from the act of the creation, 32 times Elohim, and Elohim, the name Elohim, comes from the Bina, from the Yeshud. And so we see that 32 times Elohim comes from Bina. This is what she receives. And then 10 utterances. This is what she receives, so 42. And exactly the same amount, exactly the same amount consists the seed of the Yesod of the Zeir, also 42, that he receives from upper Sfirot, from Keter, Chochmah, and Bina. This is important to know. And that's why the Zohar compared these two things. And of course it is not just by chance. Amnam, Ayin Sham, read over there. 36 after the first point, this abbreviation. Ayin, double apostrophe, Shin. Ayin Sham, read over there. So this, that place where he refers. But we go further. Amnam 37, Haglif or the Shem Membet, Hem Membet otiyot bebrishit, mi brishit, 38, Ad Bet demilat ubohu. Amnam, but the aglifo, but the imprinting of the name Membet is Membet otiyot. This we see in the Torah, in the act of the creation. We see the 42 letters. Look at what he says. The 42 letters from the Brishit, from the letter, the first letter of the Torah, Brishit, B, is it? Bet, Ad Bet, up till the letter Bet of the word Ubohu. So if you count this, you will see 42 letters. And why? This is in such a way the Torah sages, they derived this hint that is given in the Torah. As I see, we have finished this sub-commentary Mar'ot Hasulam. You see, normally they skip this commentary, you see, because it's difficult especially in the beginning of the learning of the Zohar. But we must do the way how the Zohar is structured, and not make our natural preferences that I like this and I do what I like, or I don't like this, I don't do this. And this piece, what we just studied about Mem Bet, especially the second part, is more complicated than what we already learned, but we will see it more and more later on its own place. He will explain us more about this, because he will explain us in few words. I will just add something, because the Yesod, it's very important that Yesod, I think we already learned a little bit about this. Yesod is also structured, has two parts, Yesod and Ateret Yesod, the crown, how do you call it? Crown of the Yesod. And the crown of the Yesod is more outer part than the Yesod of the Yesod. Even we think that it is not like this, because in our understanding, crown is above, but if we look at the nature, and this is one of the most inner principles of Ari in learning the Kabbalah, is Mi besari echezei loka in Hebrew. From my body I will see the deity. The godly structure. It means that if you look at the Yesod, and the Zeir Anpin is the masculine power, then the Yesod is as it were, physically. It doesn't matter, but we can see it, that the body of the Yesod is Yesod, and the crown, the head of the end point. This is the Ateret Yesod. So we see that it is an outer part, and spiritually it means that Yesod as receives the 5 Chasadim from the upper spherot of the Zeir Anpin, from the Chesed up to the Hod, 5. He receives it, and the Ateret Yesod is used as the feminine part. So Ateret Yesod reflects the light. Together with the 5 Chasadim, Yesod receives also 5 Gvurot. And Yesod gives first 5 Gvurot to the shining of the 5 Gvurot to the Ateret Yesod. And Ateret Yesod is in the Yesod is used as if it is Malchut, as Nukva, as feminine part, because Zeir Anpin doesn't have, Zeir Anpin has only 9 sferot. And the 10th sphera, he doesn't have. He doesn't have. So, within Zeir Anpin, the Anpin is the masculine. So, in the masculine part, in the Yesod is the lowest part of the Zeir Anpin. And in the Yesod, there are 2. The Yesod gives, now, shines upon its own, its own Ateret Yesod. And this Ateret Yesod is, makes all this, reflection of the light. Like as if, like the Nukva, like a feminine part. But this is in the masculine. That's why it is, masculine, also masculine, because even though Ateret Yesod of the Yesod, Ateret Yesod of the Zeir Anpin, here has a function of a feminine part, as it were, because it reflects the light of the Yesod, these 5 Chasadim that Yesod shines upon the Ateret Yesod. And the Ateret Yesod reflects this light with its 5 Gvurot. It is still, Ateret Yesod is still masculine place, a kind of Masach, but masculine. Even though it is feminine towards the Yesod itself. And this phenomenon, we call it Yosef Binyamin. Yosef is Yesod and the Binyamin is Ateret Yesod. And both are masculine. But you understand, that in the masculine spiritual items, so like object, like Zeir Anpin, there is a feminine part that is masculine, because everything in Zeir Anpin is masculine. And this Ateret Yesod is in place of this feminine part. But still, towards the Nukva, the Zeir Anpin is only masculine. And that's why it is so important to unite these two. Because Zeir Anpin has only 9 sferot towards the Nukva. And he needs his house. He needs a bite. He needs the place to come in. And this is the Nukva. It's not enough to have this relationship between Yesod and Ateret Yesod, because both are masculine. It's good for preparation. That's why in the Ateret Yesod then receives both of it. Ateret Yesod reflects the 5 Gvurot, rises up 5 Gvurot, and embraces, as it were, the 5 Chasadim, and both of these 2 lights, Gvurot from outside, and 5 Chasadim from within, these both parts together form what the Zohar says, Zera, the seed. And this then the Ateret Yesod provides to the Nukva. You see how it is structured, not directly from the Zira from Yesod, but through the Ateret Yesod, all the preparations the manly power does in itself before it gives it to the real feminine part. Here we can learn a lot of things from also from the relationship between men and women. If you know how it is in the spiritual, then you know the way how it must be in the relation, in the right relation, grown-up relation between man and woman. But then you see that only the nukva, only the real malchut can complement the Zeranpin for to 10, make 10 sphera. The 10th sphera comes to Zeranpin from the nukva. That's why you see how, and also she, the nukva, terribly needs the Zeranpin, because she has only the power of Gvorot. Gvorot is din, just judgment, all these heavy powers, as it were, that she experiences. That's her nature. Whilst Zeranpin has chasadim, this sweetens her Gvorot. It's not enough here, for she stays in this trait, in this quality of her Gvorot. She doesn't change her nature, but she needs these chasadim of the Zeranpin. So we see the love story here between the Zeranpin and Nukva. And it comes because they are both the sons, we say banim, the sons, children, of the Abouima. And Abouima, they are always together, and always, and have fully panim to panim. They have the zivug constantly, permanently, whilst Zeranpin and Nukva not, only when the souls, so as we say, the lower structures, the souls, when they rise up the man, then they bring a certain nearness between the Zeranpin and Nukva, because there are also the levels of man, and the levels, the more is man, the more powerful is the man, that the souls rise up. The powerful would be the union between Zeranpin and Nukva. Now I see that we have finished this sub-commentary. And now we above we see Mamar Hanetzanim. On the same page, Het 8. Above we see, in italics, we see Mamar Hanetzanim. The Mamar, we will not translate it anymore, this Mamar, this word Mamar. article or expression or hanetzanim. How we say it, netzanim, how we they translate it with flower buds, but I would not translate it like this. I would say, stekjes, kan je zeggen, stekje of why just we are looking for the right word, huh? Shoots. Oh, shoots. Shoots is good. Sprouts. Oh, sprouts is also very good. Sprouts. Ma'amar hanetzanim. Ma'amar, the name of this ma'amar, of this, is hanetzanim. Sprouts. The sprouts. Or the shots, but not, I would not translate it with the flower buds as it is translated. I see the American translation is flower buds, but doesn't matter. The line 1 of the Zohar text, Ot Dalet, Brishit, point, Brishit. So in the beginning, the word Brishit, Rabbi Shimon, Patach, Hanetzanim, Nir'u, Va'aretz. Da Uvda, the Brishit, point. Brishit, the line 1, Ot Dalet for Brishit, in the beginning. So Rabbi Shimon opens, and he sees this word first, Brishit, and he correlates this word Brishit, the deed, the first word of the deed, of the act of the creation, he correlates it with some place elsewhere, in the place in the Shir HaShirim, in the Song of Songs, of Solomon, of King Solomon. And so he correlates these two places to look for hints that would clarify some elements in the act of the creation. Rabbi Shimon Patach, Rabbi Shimon opened. Hanetzanim nir'u va'aretz. The sprouts appeared on the earth. And this is a piece out of the song of songs. And he looks at this piece, what he said, Hanetzanim nir'u va'aretz, the sprouts appeared on the earth. And he compares this with the Brishit. And he says, Hanetzanim, the sprouts, da uvda the Brishit. And then he exclaims, the sprouts, this is the act of the creation. He sees this parallel, and he sees that it is the secret of the creation. He sees that he can, that it is hidden in this the most secret song of songs, because the Shir HaShirim, the Song of Songs, is the most intimate piece of the spirituality that describes the unity, the ultimate unity, and the separation between the Zeir Anpin and Nukwa. That's all what must be corrected by the souls. And that's what he says, Hanitzanim Dauvda de Breshit, the sprouts in the Song of Songs. This is the act of the creation. 2. Point. Nir'u ba'aretz. Aymatai. Bayom hashlishi. Dichtiv. Betotze ha'aretz. The next page. The page Tet 9. The first line of the Zohar itself. Kedin nir'u ba'aretz. Point. We're returning back to the previous page. Very, very careful. Look how he builds his spiritual investigation. You see, all these 10 Kabbalists that were under leading of the Rabbi Shimon, they stood they worked on Torah, the Zohar. They didn't have this Torah before them. You see, they knew the Torah and all the 24 books of the Torah. They knew out of their heads. It is tremendous when we see how they explain things, how they could know all these tremendous amounts of usages of some word in somewhere in the Torah or in 24 books, and they knew exactly where it was. There were no computers, nothing. How they did it? They knew it. Firstly, they built it up there. They came to the infinite stage of the masculine part. I mean, masculine, everyone has this. But masculine part is the place above the chazeh. And above the chazeh we have panim. The face place, the face of the partzuf. And over there, above where there is a face, the upper place of the partzuf, there is no forgetfulness. There is no forgetfulness. The forgetfulness is under the chazeh. We will see it. We will study this later. We will see it. So someone who works out himself completely for his masculine part has can't forget things. That's why remembrance, the word for remembrance is Zohar. it's like Zohar, masculine. Zohar, it means remember. But we will see what it means. So and this is something that also will come, someone who studies Kabbalah, doesn't matter whether you are masculine here in your earthly life or feminine, you will not know what means to forget things. I don't know what it means. It doesn't matter, but I'm still on the way. But just, what is necessary for you, you will know that you will not forget things. This, by the way, in Hebrew it means derech hagav. Derech hagav is by the way, so that sometimes they explain some things that are going together, parallel. That is what I just wanted to say. So what he says, the line 2, Nir'u ba'aretz, that he says, where these words, what he have already said. He said, Nir'u ba'aretz, where appeared, were seen, appeared on the earth. Eimatais, he says, when? Bayom HaShlishi, that was on the 3rd day of the creation. You see, he compares this, relates it to the act of the creation. That was on the 3rd day, Dichtiv, because it is written, Totzeh haaretz, and the earth brought forth. So when in the description of the act of the creation, that the earth brought forth. And here is also we see that the sprouts appeared on the earth, that corresponds to each other, and that was in the act of the creation on the 3rd day. The next page. Kedin niru ba'aretz, then they appeared on the earth. The line 1 after the point. Just look and admit what you hear. It's different, it's completely different than normal study. Doesn't matter, just receive this in this way, what the Zohar says and how this, and step by step you will come in this country, in yourself, within yourself, that is called the spirituality, the place of eternal life within yourself. No one else can discover this for you. No one else can make it appear within you except by studying of the Holy Zohar. So accept this. Still don't fight within yourself. Even if you feel that it is, what does it mean? Everything doesn't matter. You will see it works even if you don't understand anything. Line 1 after the point. Et hazamir higia. Da yom revi'i de have be zamir aritzim, 2, marat chaser, 1, line 1. And then he goes on with quoting of the verse of the Song of Songs. He goes further. And then the next over there is Et Hazamir Yegia. It's written over there that the time of the cutting time, cutting in the time when they work on the earth, the time of the cutting of the leaves, the leaves, how do you call it? Branches, in order that they grow better. There is something like this. Yeah, they say it also pruning. Okay, pruning. But you understand. The time of the cutting or pruning has come. And this was written in the Song of Songs. And now he compares this with the act of the creation. Da Yom Revi, this is the 4th day of the creation. The Havabe Zamir Aritzin, that on that day, on the 4th day, was the cutting off of the wicked. Aritz is also like tyrants, but wicked, of the wicked. On the 1st day was the cutting off of the wicked. We will see it. The line 2. Marat chaser. Then he says that the word marat, he says there were 2 lights, light bodies of, how do you call it, lights in the sky. Remember, the sun and the moon, and they are called marot. Normally, one must write it with vav. But here, in the Torah, is written marat, without vav. So, the letter vav that had to be used to describe the plural form of these 2 lights, like the sun and the moon that were created, that they are written on this day also, that they were written in the Torah without vav. And this is, he says, marat chaser, that this is written, chaser means lacking, that lacks the letter. And if in the Torah we see that something is written with that in a short form, we call it chaser means that shortage or lacking. But then it means that there is something hidden in that place. And of course, the Torah sages knew how to interpret this, because there are hidden secrets in these places. So he said that at that day, it is also written that about this creation of the lights, the light of the light that was created, the sun, the light that was created to rule in the daytime, and another light that was created to rule in the nighttime. And these two lights, the word for these two lights, the word for the light, marat, is written in a shortened form without vav. And here is also a very, very deep secret, that mostly this letter, vav, sometimes stands normally in the word, or sometimes it disappears, as it were. Just this letter vav. Also, this is a great hint that has a deep meaning, because vav is the letter in general. Is it like this, that vav is the third letter of the name of Havaya, Zeir Anpin? And we very often is like this, then when we don't have the vav on its own place, then it means that there is no unity between the nukva and the Zeir Anpin. etc. Then further, the line 2 after the point. V'kol hator da yom chamishi nasa adam yom chamishi dichtiv. The line 2 after the last comma. Dichtiv yishertzu hamayim v'gomer. 3 lema abed toldot point. Line 2. V'kol hator, and the voice of a dove, a bird, like a dove. Da Yom HaChamishi, this is the the voice of the dove. This is from the Song of Songs, and this corresponds in the act of the creation with Da Yom HaChamishi, and this is the fifth day. Dichtiv, that it is written on this day, in the fifth day, it is written about the fifth day, Yishertzu hamayim v'gomer. The waters swarm with creatures, with all this. V'gomer, etc. 3 leba'a betoldot. In order to multiply themselves, to produce the nakomelingen, how do you call it? offsprings, to produce the offsprings. Everything will be explained. Now we are just reading the Zohar and try to understand a little bit the words of the Zohar and what is just the plain meaning like this. But you see, he compares these two sources. Point 3 after the point. Nishma da yom shishi dichtiv nase adam. Da have atid for lemekadem asiya lishmiya dichtiv. Hacha nase adam. Uchtiv hatam nase 5 v'nishma point. Step by step, we will learn this. Here, there are elements of the way how they learn Talmud. Some comparisons between two places that whereby they derivate the extra meaning from one place of the usage of the same word from another place. This is one of the 13, we will see it, methods of deriving in the Torah, deriving of the secrets of the Torah, that was introduced by Rabbi Yishmael. And this we see just right now. Look. Nishma is heard. The line 3, Nishma is heard. Yeah, is heard. We have learned already. The voice of a dove is heard. Nishma is heard, translated. Da Yom Shishi, and his head is from the Song of Songs. And now the parallel in the act of the creation is Da Yom Shishi. This is the 6th day. You see what he sees. You see what he sees. What Rabbi Shimon sees these two places in the Song of Songs. He sees all these days of the creation in the language of the Song of Songs, Shir HaShirim. And this helps him to find secrets in this text. And this is what he says, Nishma, it's heard. This is the 6th day, Dichtiv, that it is written. Nase Adam, on the 6th day of the creation, of the act of the creation, is said, Nase Adam, let's make a man. Dehave Atid, and this is, look what he says, that he will later put the action before the listening. This suggests, this is what he says, that in the future, let's make a man that, and now the Rabbi Shimon adds to it, that he will in the future precede the doing, the action, before the listening. That's like the like the nation of Israel did. Before they have received the Torah, Moshe had told them that they were about to receive the Torah. And they agreed upon this. They didn't know what the Torah was all about. But they said, okay, they understand, they had their belief in the Creator. And then they said, Naaseh v'nishma, we will do it, and by doing this, we will understand. Listen and understand is the same in Hebrew, the same verb. Listening means listen in order to understand. Listen with your inner mind, and not just with your hairs. That's what he said, that Naaseh Adam, let's make a man, that he will in the future precede the action, precede the doing, before the listening. Dichtiv, because it is written. And now look, this procedure, like something what I said to you, that it is one of the 13 methods of deriving of the laws and secrets in the Torah of the great Rabbi Ishmael. And this is when one word is, or two words in different part of the Torah are used in different context, and they used to know these great Tanaim, the great Torah sages, before the third century of this, how do you call it? Common era. They knew how to do it. After that was already impossible. They didn't know how to do it, but they had this power. So, in two places, one word is used in different contexts, and they could compare these places, and some knowledge or some understanding from one place they could replace or use it for another one, and they knew how to do it. Look, and this is in Hebrew they call it Gzeira Shava. Gzeira Shava. The same piece of a sentence or a fragment. And here is what he says after the bracket. Look, Hacha Naaseh Adam, in this place, in one place, it's written Naaseh Adam. Here, in the act of the creation, it's written Naaseh Adam. Let us make a man. Uchtiv Hatam, and there, Hatam means over there, and over there it's written in another place. It is written Naaseh v'nishma. When they received the Torah, before the receiving of the Torah, it's written Naaseh v'nishma. We will do it, and we will understand, we will listen, and we will understand. So what we have here, look, we have in one place, Hacha, here, we have one place in the act of the creation, is written Naaseh Adam, let's make a man. You see, and in the act of the creation is actually everything is potentially, you can find it everything what it will be later in all the creation. But look, in the act of the creation, on the sixth day, it's written Naaseh Adam, and the same word Naaseh, you see, is written in the place before the receiving of the Torah, Naaseh v'nishma. We will do it, and we will listen and understand. So, the great Torah sages and in this case, the great Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, he compares these two by this procedure, what I said, this Gezerah Shava, the same fragment, using the same fragment, the same word. What is the same? Is Naaseh, the word Naaseh. So he compares these two. One is when the man is created, and the second when the nation of the Israel were prepared to receive the Torah. Point. And he doesn't explain it here, but we will learn it in the commentary Hasulam. 5. Be'artzeinu, da Yom Shabbat, de'ihu dugmat eretz hachayim. So he had already 6 places. He has found already 6 places in the Shira Shirim that correspond to the, and together it is one. It is in the, that correspond to the 6 days of the creation, and then there is one more day, the 7th day of the creation. Bartzeinu 5, in our land. In our land, this is also from the Shira Shirim. Da Yom Shabbat, and this corresponds to the act in the act of the creation. What he says, Da Yom Shabbat, this is the day of Shabbat, the 7th day. De'ihu dugmat eretz hachayim, that this represents, or this can be compared with the land of life. This is the ought that we have learned, have read just now, and this is not the easiest one. Doesn't matter. You see a lot of comparisons, but we have read it, and now we return to the previous page, the page Het, 8, and we go to below to the Hasulam, the right column, the line 1, and he gives us the translation with additional explanations. Ot Dalet, Bereshit, Rabbi Shimon v'chule. Ot Dalet 6, Bereshit, in the beginning. Rabbi Shimon v'chule, Rabbi Shimon etc. Double point. Bereshit, point, line 2. Rabbi Shimon patach, Rabbi Shimon opened, began. Hanitzanim niru ba'aretz, the sprouts appeared on the earth. Point. Hanitzanim, ze three hu maaseh brishit. Hanitzanim, the sprouts. This is the deed, the act of the creation. Point. Niru ba'aretz, matai, appeared on the earth. And he asks, matai, when it was. Point. Who for bayom hashlishi shekatuv v'totzeh haaretz az niru 5 ba'aretz. Point. Everything he will explain as we will see what is going on. Of course, he wants now to, by all this, he gives it here to show us that how the light and what kind of light was appeared, the creation of the world, how it was created, because the creation was the Zeranpin, and then the Nukva, first Zeranpin, Chesed, Gvora, Tiferet, the first day, second day, the third day, and then the Nukva was also was created. Everything that we will see in his commentary after we finish this translation. Who for Bayom HaShlishi, this is on the third day, Shekatuv, that it is written, V'totzeh haaretz, and the land, the earth, brought forth in the act of the creation. As near 5 ba'aretz, then they appeared on the earth. You see, something life appears. You see, in the Song of Songs, we see that the life appears, the sprouts come out, come forth, the voice of the dove. We see things that shows us, that describe the life, the appearing life, and this why that brought Rabbi Shimon to compare these things, and he saw that these two places speak about the same, about the act of the creation. But the one is at the beginning of the creation, speaks of the 7 days of the creation, and the second is in the Song of Songs, and this is the place where the Torah uses the different language to add things, to show things that were developed, etc. Et הזמיר הגיע 5. זהו יום רביעי 6. שהיה בו זמיר עריצים. Five. Et hazamir higia, the time of the cutting, of pruning, is came. Zehu Yom Revi'ah, this is the 4th day of the creation. You see, something cutting, something what was not all right, that was cutting. Shehaya bo zamir aritzim, that on the 6th day was the cutting of pruning, the cutting of the wicked. Point. She'al ken katuv bo yiheh 7 marat chaser vav shehu lashon klala. Look, now he explains us why what does it mean very shortly that on the fourth day was the time of the cutting of the wicked? Why? Look how he explains us in one sentence, short sentence, that we can a little bit understand this what he says in italic, that that's why Katuv, it is written on this day, on the fourth day of the creation, it's written here, Marat, because on the fourth day also the two lights were created, yeah, Heimelicham, the lights, two lights created in the sky, the sun and the moon. And it is written, look, it is written, Ihi Marat, it is written, let be lights in the sky. And the word lights was written in a short form, with a shortage of Chaser Vav, 7, that the letter Vav was absent. And that means that something absent. It means that Shehu Lashon Klala, let's look what he says, that this is the expression of the curse. You see, without Vav is curse. Also, look what he says. Also the Nukwa, without Vav, Vav is the third letter of the name of the Havaya, Zeranpin. And when Nukwa has a shortage, is not united with Vav, and Nukwa is Hey, the last letter Hey of the name of the Havaya. When she is not connected to the Vav, it is also a kind of then the souls, the people on the earth, feel it when they feel it like as a curse, because then they feel the Malchut from the side of Din. When Malchut is not united with the Zeranpin, that means the last letter Hey is not united with the letter Vav, then she appears herself to the creatures, to the souls, in her trait of Din. And this is like Klala, this is like curse. That's why, and when the souls are rising man to her, then she unites with the Vav, with the Zeranpin, and then the souls experience here from the good, from the how do you call it, the bracha, from the blessing kind. Why is it so? Because Malchut, look, Malchut is what we call this is the source of the tree of good and evil, the source of it. So when Malchut is not united with Zeranpin, then the souls, and how, when she unites with the Zeranpin, when the soul, when the people, when someone lives a good life, good deeds, makes good deeds, and good deeds means that he learns the Torah and fulfills the mitzvot. Yes, how do you call it, mitzvot? Yeah, so the commandments, yes, like this. You see, and then one lives like this. That means always man rises up. Then he unites them, Nukwa and Zeranpin, and then he receives from the part of this Malchut that is the tree of life of this Malchut. And otherwise, he receives from this tree of the Malchut, receives from the part of the evil, or klala, or curse. We can say it also curse and blessings. The tree, like the tree of curse and blessings. V'kol hatur. And we will stop here. We will the next lesson we will go further. It is, we must be very thorough with this text. It is very important. How it works. This is the first time actually when we see such things like the parallel between two texts and how it works and the comparisons, etc. In such a way. We saw it, we've seen it also with something with the Shoshana, with the water lily, but here is more deeper. But try to work it out as what you've seen, what you learned this lesson, and we will go further, and you will see what great things what he will reveal to us in this, from this Ode of the Zohar.